Alright, hey YouTube, DoomsRC here, back with another video, and today, we're gonna kind of do a series showcase. We got these, if you recognize those cards in the background. Yeah, 2012 and some 2013 of the original Boulevard series. I don't have everything from the line. There's some from both years that I just don't have for whatever reason. Either I don't care for them, or I just haven't found them for a price I like, even though I know most of the damn series I found, at least for 2012, I found in stores at the time. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and just get into it. First up, we'll go ahead and look at the loose stuff on the table here, at least the ones in the actual street part of my my mat here. This will all be 2012 stuff. We'll get into 2013. I'm going to try to do this all in one shot. We'll see how I don't know the largest video this camera will do with my new phone. I know I did a 40-minute video the other night and it didn't like pause in the middle of it and start a new one like my old phone did. But anyway, yeah, we'll just go ahead and get into it. This will be so we'll start with 2012. So 2012 Boulevard, they did have individual segments. These ones that are loose, I don't quite remember exactly which ones they were from. I'm pretty sure the Beetle here, now that I look at it, I really need another one. I think. Yeah, I kind of need another one. Damn it. Or maybe not. Nope, just had a bunch of crap on it. Okay, so anyway, we got the Larrywood Volkswagen Beetle. So in 2012, these were all made in Malaysia. This basically followed up the Garage series from 2011. If you saw my couple videos on that one a while back. Oh, son of a bitch. That one does have little chips in the back there. I guess I do need another one, which I think I actually have two of these. I got another one somewhere, I think. So these ones that are loose here were actually in jammer cases already. So they were ones I've had loose for a while. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I need another Beetle. Or I will eventually get one anyway. But anyway. Being in Malaysia in 2012, there's a lot of weird paint issues at the time. You'd have a lot of things that just weren't aligned right. There's a couple cars coming up. I will point out a lot of issues that we had at the time. Yeah, these still being pad printed. They weren't the what do you call it? The Fusion Graphics or any of the other styles. Just a few colored pad print and that was it. But there were definitely a lot of alignment issues. Like even on this one, you see the color break in the white there, right near the front door opening, part of the door jamb. So it's like it got doubled up on some parts, didn't on others, and it was just the paint quality was very meh. And it was kind of the same thing. It was the same thing with the mainline too. So I think it was a general problem with however they were doing it in Malaysia. Because Thailand at the time was doing the Hot Ones and Flying Customs lines. And I never found paint issues with those. Even going into Cool Classics after those, no, there were like basically no problems. But yeah, so that one is the Beetle. I think it's part of the Big Hits sets. Stick that one over here. Next up, we got a 70 GTO, done up in orange, done up with judge stripes and all of that. I want to say this was also Big Hits. Might have been. I can't remember. Yeah. This is one of the nicer releases of the series too. I actually had two of these. I have another one. I'll just show real quick. I'll rough this one. This one basically a pocket car for a long time. You can see the penny that's stuck in there. So, yeah. Anyway, next up, we got the 63 Studebaker Champ pickup truck. This is the first metal base for this one. Not much else besides that. I think this was Underdogs. the Underdog subset. So just cool version of that truck. And we got at least the first of what I got here, new tooling from Boulevard. We got the Porsche 914. This was the individual release. Again, I can't remember what subset this one was from, but definitely a cool casting. I wish they would use it more. It's honestly a really nice casting. And if you could ever find it for a decent price, pick it up. So like the Garage Series before this, they did like a big multi-pack that was like Walmart only. And like the 2011 Garage, there were 5 exclusive cars in the set. All 5 were, no, they were not new toolings. All 5 were just 5 other cars that were used in the series. And they just had exclusive deco for the box set. The exclusive one of this one is awesome. It's green and white, and it's super cool. Love to eventually get it one day. So yeah, this 914, it's a really cool casting. I wish they would use it more. All right, next up, we got the Paddy Wagon, or actually no, it's Copper Stopper at this point. They stopped calling it the Paddy Wagon after a while. So red line arrow design. I think this might have been a Tom Daniel design. Yeah, they ended up starting calling it the Copper Stopper, I think, around 2008 or so. I know the 2009 Classic Series 5 releases, they're called the Copper Stopper. Outside of that, just a cool vintage style casting. That was one thing that was really neat about this one. They did put like a lot of unlicensed design, or at least not real car designs in here, just kind of as a fun, have it be a little more fun than just all regular street cars. Yeah. Always love the Copper Stopper. I'm kind of trying to complete that casting as far as the reissues anyway. All right, next up, T-Bucket. And as far as I know, second to last time this one still had a metal body. I think every other release since has been a plastic body on this one, oddly enough. It's a 1980, it's an 88 design from Larry Wood. This one might have came out, and I think a lot of these loose ones I have here, I think these came out of the 30 carb set. Like they were the repeats of the set. So yeah. So there is the T-Bucket. And then lastly, we got 32 Ford. I think this was also in Big Hits or Legends or something like that. So still the original tooling where the air cleaner is not part of the body, so you actually got a good separation there between the engine and the rest of the body. Awesome little hot rod. All right, so next I got a few that are just wrapped up here in paper towels. All these loose ones are actually from Whatnot streams. And I think the majority of them are from the 30 car sets. Either mostly non-exclusive. That I do have a few exclusive versions in here. So here we got the custom 49 Mercury wagon, or not Mercury wagon, just 49 Mercury. And from what I remember, the only time it's ever received a metal base. I don't think, unless there was a pop culture release, pop culture nostalgia line, whatever. There might be a release in there that had a version or release of this casting, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this is the only metal base release of this Mercury. Still has the pop out roll bar for the drag car, and it's actually flat white. It's not gloss, not pearl, or nothing like that. It's just a flat white, which I actually did not realize until I had this thing in hand. So definitely a fun little casting. Stick that right there for the moment. Next up, more paper. We got, okay, this is the custom GTO wagon. This was, I don't remember what freaking subset this one was either. But I know this one came from a box set that got cracked open on Whatnot for the stream. So, yeah. There's the GTO wagon. And then we got, okay, so right here we got, I think two of the exclusives in here. We have the, what the hell's it called? Yeah, that's right, Lincoln Futura concept car. This one was also, like, this was a new casting for the Boulevard line. This was and the regular version is just white. I think it's red bubble top or something like that. No, it might be clear. I don't remember. Do I have one? I thought I had one. Probably don't. But yeah, so if you recognize kind of the general look of this car, this is what ended up becoming the TV series Batmobile about 10 years later. But yeah, this is the exclusive one from the 30 car set. So this with the purple scalps on it. This one, I love this release of this car, and we've actually only had the two versions of it. I think we were supposed to get it in 2013 Flying Customs, and it ended up, when they killed the line, it ended up just not doing this one in there. And the other one here, another exclusive for the set, is the Fangula. This was a Hot Wheels original thing debuted in 2011. Yeah, I don't have a copyright here. But this was basically an homage to the 60s show car scene. One of two that they had done at the time. I think the Astro something. Astro something. I can't remember. Not Astro. Yeah, I have to look it up. I can't remember. Astro something. Or something Astro. Yeah, definitely a really cool Hot Wheels original design. I loved this one when it first came out. And I actually had one already loose. You can see, it has the wrong size rear wheels. So I grabbed this one off the Whatnot streams to have a right one. Love that car though. And we'll see the normal one in a bit here. All right, next up, we got the 41 Willis. Willys, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Willis though. Anyway, I think another one, the only time we've actually had this with a metal base. I don't recall it being used again otherwise. Actually, so it's actually with the copyright year there, because this was a 2009 new model. I didn't know that. So 2011 copyright. So this is definitely an updated, modified tooling to use for the Boulevard with the metal base. And unfortunately, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the only time we've gotten it with the metal base. So definitely a cool little car though. All right, next up, very popular one, the 77 Trans Am. Actually, I have a card one of this one still too. This was the Firebird casting that debuted in Modern Classics in 2008. Junamai design. Just a super sharp looking car. I mean, done up in the classic Trans Am colors, at least of the late 70s Trans Am. Next up, we got the Chrysler Airflow. Another one I have another loose one somewhere, but I think popped up. It was like $1 on the stream, so I was like, yeah, screw it, I had another one. But yeah, the 34 Chrysler Airflow, another new casting for Boulevard in 2012. And one that I was really hoping they would do another one of those pin-up nose art nostalgia mixes and use this one in it, because it would have been awesome with that, especially with the opening there for the engine and all that. But ended up not a big deal. So obviously super highly customized car. They've used it a few times in pop culture and it hasn't really been seen since. Alright, next up, we got the 67 Firebird. There's one. I think this was a big hits side. We'll see when we start going through the stuff here. Yeah. So orange and white, just a sharp looking version of the car. Alright, next up, these ones. Okay, so in here, first up we got the Amphicar, and the third I have of the set exclusive cars. The multi-car set of the multi-car set. There's another new casting for Boulevard in 2012, and another one we've seen it a couple times, but not much. I know we have a Custom Classics version as well. I want to say that's it. Outside of the regular Boulevard version, which I actually don't have, I think that's really it. We've only seen it 3 times. All right, next up, 58 Edsel, done up in white. Nothing super fancy about this one, just a nice sharp car. And then we got 72 Duster. I just realized that engine is really loose. So, Duster, 72 Duster Thruster. Love this release. Alright, and then the last ones of what I have loose here. We got the Metro Rail, the Nash Metropolitan. Obviously highly customized as drag car. And another casting from this lineup. Also, you see, copyright 2011, when this was I think 2001 edition. So they they tooled it up a bit differently for the metal base. Only time we've seen it, we haven't. I don't even think we've seen it since this one. I don't think they've used it again. So it's another one-time only metal base conversion. And then lastly of the loose ones, we got the Tucker, another completely new casting for 20... No, this was not new. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. Tucker Torpedo, that debuted in Classic Series 5. I'm an idiot. But definitely a sharp version of the car. No, another one in here. We'll get to it. Alright, so that is it for the loose ones already. We'll go ahead and start getting into the rest of the carded stuff. Now, this one right here I know will be quite popular among the current collector crowd. We got the Honda Civic Coupe, 90s Coupe. I don't know exactly what year. Probably like a 99 or something like that. Debuted, I think it was a 2001 first edition. This is the Big Hits subset. Came from Ollie's. Let's see, we got... Okay, so here's the set of the Big Hits subset from Boulevard. The Ferrari F40, it's red and black. It's the old opening flip open engine cover. It honestly looks like shit. I got the 64 Falcon Sprint. I got one of them coming up. We got the Gangster Grin. Why is that in this one? That should have been in the concept. Yeah, the Honda Coupe, 56 Mercury. I do not have. Fantastique. I know I don't have that one. And Studebaker, which we saw. So, yeah, only got a couple from this one. So we'll go ahead and open this sucker up. I know that hurts many people's eyes. And honestly, this is the best release of this casting. No other way to put it. This is definitely the best release of it. Such a good looking car. Love the faux carbon hood and roof. Alright, next up. Also Big Hits. Yeah, some of the subsets were bigger than others. So let's see, what else we got here? 65 Impala, I don't have. The Bel Air here. Future Concept, don't have it. 65 Mustang, don't have it. Dune Daddy, I don't have it. Golden Submarine, I do have that. Triumph, I don't have. So, yeah. I actually picked up a few of these over the years. Damn it. This one I might need to get another one. Let's see a little mark there in the roof. Funny thing was, I actually had a few of these. I think this is the last release of the opening hood, too. Yeah, I actually had, or I bought a couple of these off of eBay. I forget from who exactly, but they both had like weird notches in the hood. It was weird. And I know, so I actually ended up drilling them to use the wheels. Yeah, so general quality, like this one, you can kind of see it here. Is the general paint quality on the side there. It's just it was honestly just a general problem in 2012 from the Malaysia plant. It was like everything I ever got from Thailand, never saw any real issues from the Thailand plant. It's always the Malaysia plant. I never understood why. All right, so anyway, moving on. Underdogs subset, 78 Ford Mustang 2. Let's see, what do we got here? Torino, I should have. Yeah, it's back there, okay. Torino, I got Double Demon, I don't, Grand National, I have it. Mustang, it's right here. AR Cuda, it's back there somewhere. Pack and Pacer, somewhere over there. 09 Concept, Corvette Stingray Concept. Do not have that one, don't really care. Actually, is that the one with the Steelies? No. I gotta look again. There's one that has steely wheels and it actually looks kind of cool with them. But anyway, that might have been Garage. I can't remember off the top of my head. All right, anyway. So Mustang 2 is based... This is actually kind of based off of the race car version of it. And I remember as a Redline Club member at the time, they had shown pictures of some of the... like probably one of the last few times they actually did like larger concept scale things to see what these would look like. And I think they had one of these, and I think they were also using one of the old model kits as kind of a basis as well. This is another weird casting in that this is the only time they've used this casting. I wish they would bring it back. Like, honestly, the Target retro lines that they've been doing, this would have been a perfect casting to use for that, and they just didn't, and I don't understand why. I don't know if there was some copyright issues. They just felt it just wasn't going to work well. I don't know, but I think it was cool. I think it's a cool little release. I wish they would bring it back. All right, next up. More Underdogs. Let's see. Oh, Firebird, apparently. Copper Stopper. Okay, so I don't think, yeah, these aren't calling out. No, because I know. Okay, they aren't actually calling out. This must be the mix these came in on the back here. That must be what it is. Not the individual subsets. I don't remember the order in which any of these came out. I have no freaking clue. Anyway, we got the Very 8. Mentioned before, I'm a big fan of this casting. Absolutely love it. Probably easily one of my all-time favorite Hot Wheels castings. 2003 first edition. Always had a metal base, and it's just a cool release. Oh, this one's kind of goofed up because you can see the edge is not really sitting right in there. But still, really cool version. All right, next up, Underdogs again, custom V8 Vega. Let's see one more cars that came out from this mix. I do not have the GR1 concept. I don't have the rigor motor. I do want to pick that up though. I think that's the only one. Those are the only ones I don't have in here. Another one, I actually had a few of this one. I've base swapped and done other base customs like that with these. Just really cool casting. I love this Vega casting. Just a cool little release. All right, next up, we got the 64 Ford Falcon Sprint. Already looked at that card back. So here we go. This was also Underdogs. This is another one I know I have. I did a base swap custom using this one. I actually did it with the swapped it with the base on a since '68, the debut of the casting. And it's another one. I want to say it's probably a Junamay design. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think it is. It's another casting I wish we would see again. Has been, I want to say the last release, I think, was the Three Musketeers in pop culture. I think that was the last one. All right, next up, Underdogs again, 74 Torino. Already looked at that mix. All right. So here is the Torino. Sharp looking again, Junai Bay design from debuting in 2008 Modern Classics. Next up, concept car, 63 Chrysler Turbine. This was that mix of what came out. Already saw the 32.4, got the turbine, the Saber's back there, the Bold is back there. And that's it. I don't have the Red Baron, Fiero, or Amphicar. This was another new casting for the Boulevard line, and one that we've only seen one other release of it. It was in Cool Classics the following year. And that's it. I haven't seen it since. Definitely a very interesting, like, you look into the history of this vehicle, it's really interesting. Alright, next up, Legends set. We got the AMC Rebel Machine. Let's see, the Vector W8 Twin Turbo, I do not have that. Civic, open that one up. No, that's the green and black. Is it the green and black one? Yeah, it's the green and black one. This is the 06 Civic, I do not have that one. You got the Austin Healey, don't have it. Hot Tub, don't have it. 58 Vets, back there. GTO, back there. GTO Wagon, or do you have it? And the Rebel Machine. So, Legend set. Another new casting for 2012 Boulevard. And luckily, I'm glad to have seen this one a little more often. This was the first, obviously the first release. Then we got it in Cool Classics a year later, and it kind of sat stagnant for a while. And we got a couple mainline releases, seen it in premium after a while. A few releases there, so really cool casting, a very underrated 60s muscle car. Alright, next up, 52 Hudson Hornet from Legends. Let's see. AOK have it, Fangula have it, Torpedo already have it. Already saw it. Hudson Packard. I swear I had the Packard. I don't have it here though. Camaro Concept. I don't have that. And GTX1 I do not have. So like I said, it's like a partial series showcase. Yeah, this was another new casting for Boulevard. Awesome looking version too. And this was the other set exclusive from the 30 car box set, done up in kind of a classic race car as the classic Hudson Hornet race car, and it's awesome and very expensive to try to get nowadays. Such a good version of the Hudson. Just put it there. All right, next up, Plymouth Arcuda Legends. Already saw that list. Another one. I can't remember if I drilled one of these or not already. But probably one of the sharpest releases in this series, because it has like another one like kind of like the one Civic already opened. We got the tail light deco. Don't need a whole lot of detail in the front there because it's all in the casting. And you got the side stripes, the black hood, and Steelies with red line wheels. Easily, like, just as far as overall details, one of the best ones in the whole series. All right, next up, the AOK from the Big Hits. It's basically a Ford Model A Larry Wood design from, I think, 78 is the original copyright. Copyright that would be on this one would be probably 97. That's when they brought the casting back. First came back for since 68, 2 colors there, as well as got a few convention releases and all that. And we've seen it a few times in pop culture. But awesome little casting. I would love to see this one kind of get used more. But it has been quite a while since we have seen it. Next up, concept cars, 51 the Saber concept. Already went through that list. This one I'm pretty sure I actually did buy at Kmart myself. I don't think this was a one I picked up later. We got the purple with the flames. Love it. I actually just really like the look of this one. Nice contrast to the 2010 garage ones that we saw in one of my videos a while back. All right, next up, ahead of its time, 55 Corvette. This was yet another new casting for 2012 Boulevard line. 55 Corvette. And they still have it like this too, where it's just the grill tab and post tooling. We've seen it a few times, not a lot. It would be nice to see a little more, but we haven't. But yeah. Nice simple Corvette. All right, next up, another ahead of its time, Buick Grand. Actually, one second. 55 Vet. Oh, I already saw that list. Okay. Anyway, ahead of its time, Buick Grand National. Hey, I need that. What we got? And yes, this is the one that still has the pop-off front clip. Not gonna pop it off though, because we're already at 31 minutes and I still got a lot of cars to go. So definitely a cool release. The only downside is that they didn't get taillight deco on it, which really would have set it off. All right, next up, Show Rods, the Fangula. I love this version of it. And I honestly don't know which one I like more. If I like this one or the set version more. Honestly, I think I like this one more because it's a little more show rod style paint job. And plus, it's using my favorite Real Rider wheels. Love this one. Such a cool release. All right, next up, big hits, 64 GTO. And where I said I absolutely do love these wheels, I don't like them on this style of casting because it looks goofy. But from the side, still looks pretty cool. So, still the opening hood tooling of it. Just a neat release. All right. Next up, 68 Olds from the big hits. A casting I wish we would see more of. There's another Jun May design. I actually had opened a pile of these. Again, for swapping wheels, using the wheels up and all that for other stuff and whatever. It's such a nice casting. I wish we would see it more often. We need it more. All right, so our big hits. Custom 56 Ford. And this is another one. Like, remember how I was talking about paint quality? This was one I remember back when these were new. Except for this one, I'm pretty sure this is one I bought back then. Jesus Christ. It's still a messed up one. I look at the roof. It's like you saw, I just opened this and it's actually, that's how it was in the card. It's the messed up roof there. But like the alignment of the purple stripe and the cream color there was absolute garbage. Like on pretty much every version I saw of this truck. And this is just one that suffered probably one of the worst. This is one of the worst ones, period, like for paint quality. Which is a shame. I really like the look of it. But, and even with this one, got freaking problems with the damn roof. Alright, anyway, next up, Underdogs, Pack and Pacer. Love this casting. So this was a casting, 80s casting. They brought it back in 2011 for the Hot Ones line. I've used it sparingly since. Seen it a couple times in pop culture and stuff. And this is one I would like. There's another one. It would be perfect for like the current like or Target retro line. Like they should use this one in that line. It'd be perfect for it. Definitely a cool. I think it's a cool car. It's one of my more favorite ones from the whole set. All right, next up, big hit, 69 Chevy Camaro, hard top. Yeah, so there's that Camaro. Not a lot to say about this one. It would have been nice to get some taillight deco on there, but yeah, so a lot of times you get like this stuff, and it's like they won't do more than like 3 surfaces or whatever. So, kind of stinks at times, but whatever. It's part of the reason why they started doing that other style deco, but there's pluses and minuses. Because, like, honestly, the Silver Series right now probably has the best deco quality out there. All right, lastly, from the 2012 Boulevard line, we got ahead of its time, the Golden Submarine. And the last release of this car. Another one that I think it would be cool if we could see it used again. So, yeah. So that is it for the 2012 Boulevard. And now we'll move on 36 minutes into this. The 2013 Boulevard line. So with that, there was only 4. There ended up only being 4 mixes. It was just basically they were all released in the first half of the year. Really, I think they were all released by April. And each mix was 5 cars. They weren't done up in subsets. You see this one for part of the first set. We got the 55 Corvette. And this was that first mix with the 510 wagon, which was new casting. The Renault 5 Turbo, which was not supposed to be a new casting, but ended up being the first release. Skyline 2000 GTX, the first metal base of it. 55 Corvette here, and the Pontiac Fiero. This Fiero was orange and gray. The one from the original, from 2012, was red. So these were apparently, this mix apparently did show up at some Walmarts. I never saw it, and I actually never saw this mix, period, in any stores. Not even in like a lot of the stuff that starts showing up at like TJ Maxx and was it TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Never saw them there. Definitely a sharp version of the 55 Vet. Actually, I really like this. I like this version more than the red one. But yeah, this mix, I never saw them here. I never saw it here anywhere. And I actually do have the Skyline and the 510 wagon, but I'm leaving those carded. Those got gifted to me, and I'm not. Yeah, they're gifted me. Like they're with other stuff that had been gifted to me over years. But here is the Renault 5 Turbo as well. This one I had already opened. Definitely a cool casting. I would love to see this one get used more. But the interesting thing about this was not supposed to be the first release of the casting. It was initially developed for 2012 racing. Now I'll get back into that. There's more to that series. But it was meant for... There were 2 mixes after the infamous Road Racer mix. There was basically like an off-road mix, another off-road mix, or like a rally mix. Rally and Baja mix. This was supposed to be in that. And if you remember the Modern Classics release of this from the Car Culture line, that is a simplified... Apparently that was a simplified deco of what was originally supposed to be for that 2012 release. But yeah, the off-road, like the Rally Baja mix got canceled, and there was another one related to that Corvette back there, an SCCA mix that also got canceled. And from the sounds of it, there was also a kind of like one, like another, like the Boulevard and Great Garage has a big 30 car set. It was apparently like a 25 or 30 car set that they had planned on doing, but it ended up just not happening. So that was the first mix from 2013. Mix number 2, I'm pretty sure was this one. So here we got the Ford GT, the GTLM. The other 5 cars in this one was the Astrovan, the Belvedere, the SVO, the Brat, and the GT. It was the only one I had that was still carded. The other 4 sitting back there loose. Go ahead and pop this one open real quick to take a look. And honestly, one of my more favorite releases of this casting too. Such a sharp looking version of it. This was also, I'm pretty sure this was the first release with the metal base as well. You got that, then you also had SVO. This was the second release of the casting, initially debuting in 2012 Hot Ones. And a very late mix that ended up being quite scarce. And you got the Astrovan, new for 2013 Boulevard. Definitely a cool cat. I think this one's awesome. Like, this is the definition of like what Hot Wheels would be, in my opinion. And you got the Subaru Brat. This one, like the SVO, debuted in 2012 Hot Ones in the last mix. That, as far as retail was concerned, I think it showed up at Dollar Tree and maybe some Myers, and I think that was it. And then another new casting from the set, 58. Yeah, I think it's, 58 Plymouth Belvedere. So that was mix number 2. Mix number 3 I have over here. And the only one I don't have this mix is that CRX. Oddly, I can't even remember what the hell it looks like. The yellow and black one, I think, was the yellow and black one? It was the yellow and black one. Yellow and black one with the red 8-spoke wheels. Because the orange one was from Modern Classics. Okay. So, anyway. Yeah. So go ahead, open up 84 Herstolds, another 2012 Hot Ones release. 2012 Hot Ones debut. Let's see, yeah. Done up like a earlier, sort of like the earlier version of the hearse. I think the 84 from the Hot Ones, done up in silver and all that. That was that one. I think this look is more like the 83. And we got the Fiesta. Hopefully, we'll see. So we're at 43 minutes, frame rate reduced, improved video quality. So, we'll see what happens here. Boomback Fiesta, first metal base of this one. And honestly, I think it's the only metal base version of this one. Definitely a cool little release. And we got the 66 Chevelle casting. Debuted in 2011 Vintage Racing. In smoky unit colors. Got used in 2012 racing as well, like a blue and yellow livery, and then this one from Boulevard. It's actually a flat white too. There's that one. And then lastly, the big old one, Long Gone Truck. I love this one. I wish I could have found more of these ones. I don't think I ever actually saw this one. I didn't even see the. I don't think I saw this one even at like Marshalls and TJ Maxx and stuff. I would have bought a few of them for sure. Such a cool truck though. I love it. And it's like I've mentioned before, black with green flames is like one of my favorite looks. So of course, I absolutely love this one. And that was mix 3 of 2013 Boulevard. And then lastly, we got the infamous mix 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, the big one of the mix, the yellow 99 Porsche 993. Probably the most expensive one to try to buy nowadays, carded. And you got, that was a new casting for the mix. And you got the 85 Ford Bronco. This one was a very welcome casting, especially after the original Bronco four-wheeler ended up being a final run car years ago. You got the 88 Jeep Wagoneer. Really cool casting. I always thought the roll cage was kind of weird in this one, though. Definitely a cool version of this casting. Also a new casting for that series. And you got the Corvette C6R, which, funny enough with this one, where's the box? Where's my box? Shit, where'd it go? Oh, it's up here. Something I realized, I actually had a couple of loose ones of this one, or a couple of these ones. I'm not opening it now. But this one had a shade version. The top one is a darker gray, the bottom one is a lighter one. So if you're super into that kind of detail, keep an eye out for that. And then lastly, 63 Corvette. And this one, freaking like awesome release. I love this one. But remember how I mentioned about 2012 racing being cut short? This one was supposed to be in the SCCA mix. It's like from what I remember being talked about on the forums, and this is from the Hot Wheels team as well. This was supposed to be in that SCCA mix from 2012 racing. And from what it sounded like, I think there was like basically a contractual obligation that they had to make this one or something like that. They had to make it. Apparently, they were required to. So they ended up just shoehorning it into that last bit mix in Boulevard mix in 2013. And one thing I've never been able to figure out is what car that pushed out. So from what it sounds like, the 2013 Boulevard was kind of thrown together. It wasn't like a big plan and all that. I think it sounded like it was just kind of a hodgepodge together, like kind of like really last minute. And then this one just having to mix getting canceled, and they apparently having to make it made even more of a just hodgepodging everything together. With that being pushed out like that, at the same time that these were being made, the third or fourth mix of 2013 Flying Customs was getting manufactured over in Thailand. Apparently, because this one was getting made over in Malaysia at the time, they needed the tooling. They need the metal. Apparently, the tooling was shared between the two factories. So that I thought it was the third. It's third or fourth mix. I'll know when I do that rundown. It had two Volkswagens and two Fords in it, and this was supposed to be the fifth car in that mix, and it ended up getting dropped out. It was going to be pushed out. I think it was pushed out to like mix 6 or 7 for Flying Customs that year. Unfortunately, they halted production after mix 4 because it was a very slow seller at retail. And then they ended up saying, screw it, we're canning the line. We're going to do one final send-off mix using, like, if there was, like, new castings that were going to show up and stuff like that. New castings, new metal bases, like, stuff like that they were going to use for... It was, like, bunch of different cars from mixes 5 through 8 that they threw together to make one final 5th mix. And that Corvette ended up getting completely canceled out of that series. There's actually 4 cars. There's 4 cars that we actually saw FEPs of. There's even I think the packaged Mustang was essentially a production sample. 4 cars we actually saw FEPs and all that for, and they never got made. It sucks. I was so upset over that. So it's one of those things. It's like a series in 2012 getting canceled, killed off 2 other releases, at least one other release in 2013 that ended up just getting completely canned completely. So that's my rant for today. And that is the original Hot Wheels Boulevard line. So, not all of them, but a good bit of them. Let's see, 51 minutes. We'll see how the ending of this video ended up after getting that message. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Have a good one.